Washington.
This your boy, Marty Ford here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Marty Ford here, and I was gonna come here, or I expected to come here and talk about this reunion. Thought they were gonna give me a little something, some of the good stuff this week. The fuck? I don't know, my dog going crazy. I thought they was gonna give me some good stuff. Man, they teased. They gave me little breadcrumbs. They gave me a sip of water. You know that when you take communion at church and they give you just that little tiny sip of grape juice. That's what I felt like I got from this reunion. Oh, this part one. They just set everything up for all the good stuff to happen this week. Nothing came out of this episode. But we're going to try to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find something good we can at least talk about. First thing that I noticed, because I just have like a few points. Bernicia and her wig. It wasn't bad. The wig is not really what I want to mention. I don't know if you guys caught this, if I was the only one. But just because, I do, makeup and whatnot, whenever I see somebody else's makeup, I notice things that I didn't notice before I was learning about it. And in addition to the blonde hair, she had a really heavy highlight here and the thing about, us African Americans, we have to be kind of careful when it comes to highlighting because it's kind of like a contrast of our skin, it makes it look ashy if we don't get the right, tone. So she had a real heavy highlight right here, and it just made it look like there was like a patch of flour right here on the side of her face. And because she had the wig on, it looked even more bright. So that was one of the first things that I noticed was her. She was looking like Storm from X-Men. But still again, I don't hate Bernicia. There were just things about her that annoyed me. So next thing I want to talk about is when, Tanisha. Tanisha is one of the OG bad girls. However, tonight, Tanisha was sporting the Cockatoo Toucan Sam outfit, girl, with the hair and the feathers. I'm like, I didn't hate it, but I just wasn't ready for it, I think I just wasn't ready for the Cockatoo outfit. But I was just like, oh, okay. So the first girls they brought out were Z and Stephanie. Stephanie had pretty much a primarily squeaky record throughout this whole thing. Now, Z, on the other hand, okay, shout out to her for being one of the real originals. My bad. Excuse me for cussing. For her being the only original to make it from the beginning to the end. That's what I meant to say. But she was talking about, when they was going back and forth between her and Bernicia's fights, she said that she didn't get beat up and you don't have these hands. And I'm like, but we saw. Y'all saw when she was, talking about having good sleep and she poured that water on, you saw her get decked that one good time and she got shaboop right there in the side of her face. Like, what do you mean, girl? I don't know what fight she was, but we, as the audience that could visually see, you got your ass kicked. You just, I mean, you may not have gotten like bruised, maybe, but she special delivery those hands to your face, girl. Now, Bernicia did do she had a lot of misses because she was doing a lot of windmilling, but I saw some that did connect. I saw some that did connect. So I don't know what delusion she was under where she said she didn't get beat up. What else? What else can I pull from this reunion? They brought out, I think the only people that came on stage this week was Z and Stephanie. Then they brought out Bernicia and Adrian. That's what it was. And Adrian was like, she wants to host the reunion and whatnot. And she's talking about that she wants to come for Tanisha. I'm like, that's not a good idea. One, because I believe Tanisha can fight, for one. And two, it's just never gonna be a good look for you to try to. I mean, I guess you wanted to be like the one to try to take down Goliath, the little bad girl that's the new one that's gonna try to take down one of the OGs, but no. And Ryan was just kind of like really neutral and kind of bland through the majority of the season. She was one of the girls I forgot was there half the time whenever I was listing off the cast. So I guess she just figured that she has to do something to make herself memorable after the season is over. At first, it was making it seem like she was trying to get into it with Tanisha, talking about, I need to sit where you sitting. And, she was like, okay, well, I'm going to let you have it. So that was kind of cute. But then, apparently later on, like we said, they saved all the good stuff for next week. I guess she's getting into Tanisha's face. She's like, why are you standing up? She's like, because I'm trying to do this, that, the fourth. Her hair was pulled back. I was like, oh. Okay, well, and then Tanisha getting up, I'm like, okay, this might just get interesting. This might be worth my time. I just might have to make some time for this one. So, moving right along, let's see. I want to get on, well, actually, no, I'm going to save them for last. Let's talk about when they brought Candace out. Candace is like she's like the center of a lot of shit with Bernicia and Winter, and it's just a lot of people seem to like to have the issue with. Now, when Winter said that the only person that she had beef with was Candace, I was surprised because I thought she would have, something to say about Sway, who's the one that bit and, tore her up. But I think she realized that whooping was deserved. She asked for that. Like, she just built it up and she kept poking and prodding the bear until the bear finally bit back. Like, she was just getting so frustrated. She tried to warn her. I remember she tried to warn her, but it just... it fell on deaf ears. It just fell on deaf ears. So I thought she would, try to approach or want to be interested in seeing Sway at the reunion, but she wasn't. But I was like, oh, okay, well, we'll see what happens when Sway actually comes out. But Candace was like, I mean, okay, if I had to play devil's advocate, if I had to really reach for a reason to play devil's advocate on Winter's side, when the girls were telling Candace about what Winter did to Kaylee in the house, and then Candace came at her and was calling her all types of sluts and whores and things of that nature. I mean, you kind of can't call somebody sexually promiscuous just because they bullied somebody, So where she was seeing saying those comments specifically, it was kind of like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you could try to call her weak. You could try to call her, lily-livered, whatever you want to say in reference or synonym to being weak and bullying somebody. But calling her that was kind of like left field. And so that's the only real defense that I had, because what they did to Kaylee was unexcusable. And I'm hoping, even though I know it's probably not going to happen, I'm hoping that Kaylee gives at least one punch, just throws one at Tabitha for giving her a high jump kick in the back. Because I know people deal with a lot of stuff. I know people want to take the high road. But that right there would have been the one time where I think I just may have blacked out. Like, you might be able to push me. You might be able to try to pick me up and do all that stuff. I may try to let you have it. But once you do a high jump kick into my spine, I know this house has rules, but screw that. Okay, people have limits, and once you just ask for it, and if you request it, I'm going to give it to you express delivery. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that she gets something just to give me that solace. Just give me that. So we'll see when they bring her out next week. And since I done already gotten on, I done jumped all over the place. I didn't even mean to go there yet, but Candace and Bernicia, I thought they were gonna, have words, but apparently they've patched up via social media, and Candace brought gifts for the twins that she called ugly gorillas in the season, which y'all saw that review. What happened? You could see the level of festivity in Bernice's eyes, like she was so mad, she was crying and screaming. Like that's just a point of pure rage. I feel like at that point, because you don't talk about nobody's kids. You just don't do that. That's just territory you don't cross. So I'm glad that she, came with little gift baskets with candy. And I'm not sure if that was some low-key shade or not. I don't think so. But I know she brought candy for like other people in a shady way. So I'm not sure. I don't think it was. I'm going to lean on the positive side and say that it wasn't. But apparently they passed it up. They got over it because I know I was over it. But whatever if you call it a quarrel, love quarrel, I'm not sure what category it falls under. But yeah, I was over it, and I'm glad that they didn't hash that thing out any more than it already has. So when it came to Tabitha in particular, and this will be the last point, and the thing is, Tabitha's very pretty. She's very pretty. And that's all I have for her, because everything else on the inside is gutter butt ugly, because and then she's not quite right up here, because she's mad and she feels like she's about to go and attack Kaylee because she said, oh, because of you, I got kicked out the house because you were being weak, you were being this, that, and the fourth. But you did the action. You did the kicks. You did the bullying. You performed these actions. Kaylee did not put a gun to your head and tell you, bully me so I can get you out the house. No, you did that. You did. You can't blame her for your actions. Like, that's why I'm thinking something ain't right. She's displacing blame, and she's not realizing that it was her own fault, and she's gonna try to go out there and I saw clips again from next week. Next week, I'm ready. I'm so excited because it's gonna be so good. I hope this isn't a 3-parter, and they're gonna save all that for. Please get this done in 2 parts. So next week we see that she was apparently getting into it with Cabrina. Now Cabrina, I like. Cabrina is all around cool, A-okay with me. Okay, she can cook. She was gorgeous. She didn't really come with no mess or nothing like that. She was great. So apparently her and Tabitha get into it, I guess, original versus replacement argument that always happens in these seasons. And I guess she was trying to, I don't know, I couldn't say, but I hope that somebody, because nobody got to really lay into Tabitha in the house. She was gone episode 1. Well, episode 1 and the beginning of episode 2. So I just hope, Cabrina, girl, come through for me and just give us the satisfaction that we need. Lay them hands upon her. So that's all next week. I really just want to do a recap on the clips of next week because that's where all the good stuff was. But yeah, Tabitha is delusional, and she came in a full gown. I'm not sure why, but okay. And that was pretty much the reunion, child. They didn't give us much. Not this time. They didn't give us enough. They set everything up for next week. So we'll be back next week. I know I keep on saying I'm going to play this Five Nights at Freddy's game. I'm going to get it done. But there's some editing stuff that I wanted to get down first before I try to do that again. So just look out for that. Be looking out for next week when we discuss Bad Girls Club when the actual good stuff comes on. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Follow me on all my social media networks. All will be in the description below. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Jamar, Washington.